Welcome to the Sages of Industry podcast with your host, Lynne Brodie. With 30 plus years of Fortune 20 experience, Lynne specializes in strategic activation flow for cognitive peak potential. Each episode features conversations with leaders who have built products and services that simultaneously serve clients, engage employees, and solve real-world problems. Will you be the next global change maker? Subscribe for the latest episodes, and don't miss Lynne's monthly solo series, The Ripple Effect, designed to activate your flow zone for imagination, innovation, and measurable impact. Now let's join Lynne and today's extraordinary guest.
Hi, I'm Lynne Brodie, and welcome to Sages of Industry podcast, where I'm talking with leaders that bring outstanding innovations to the world. While you're listening, think of ways you too can spring business for world good. Today's guest is Kurt Avery of Sawyer. Kurt is the founder and president of Sawyer Products, a company at the forefront of innovation in outdoor protection and humanitarian aid. With a background in marketing for Fortune 500 companies and an MBA from Northwestern University's Kellogg School of Management, Kurt launched Sawyer with a mission to develop practical, life-saving solutions, most notably in water filtration and insect repellents. Under his leadership, the company has grown into a global force, serving both outdoor enthusiasts and vulnerable communities around the world. Through partnerships with over 140 nonprofits in more than 80 countries, Sawyer has helped provide clean water to millions, significantly reducing waterborne diseases and improving health outcomes in underserved communities and areas. Kurt's approach to business is deeply rooted in purpose, faith, and impact, a philosophy he shares in his book, Sawyer Think: How a Small Company Disrupts Markets and Changes the World. Kurt, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you giving us a chance to say a voice here. So it's our honor.
Well, I'm hoping people can learn from you. The whole reason I'm having the show is so that people listen to leaders like yourself, people that have made inventions that have such huge impact on the world, and that it sparks an idea within themselves to bring forth something into the world that can help others. So I like to start with the same question of everybody and ask, how did you choose this idea, creation, invention, or did it choose you?
Yeah, I'm a marketer, so I don't invent anything. I like to define marketing as we're the interpreter between the consumer and the engineers. So they make something, they don't know how to explain it to the consumers, or the consumers have a need and the engineers don't know how to fix it. So you bring them together and you find solutions to problems that people really didn't even know they had. So I liken it to when Henry Ford said, if I asked the people what they wanted, they'd ask for a faster horse. So you solve problems that people can't even articulate by digging deeper in there. So marketers have a very important role. They're basically the interpreter between the consumer and the inventors. So um, I had the corporate career, and then one day, sitting outside of out of the president's office, I heard him take credit for absolutely everything I did, and I said, "I see how this game works."
Right.
So
I
I'm out
know.
of here. Yeah, I'm out of here. We had come across a product which is still in Walmart today. It's for bee stings and snake bites, and it's still, 6 years later, it's still being sold in Walmart. So it was a good product, and that got us into the outdoor industry. And once you're there, you'll see in the book, we talk about the greatest way to grow your business is sell more things to the same customers because they trust you. So when we decided to do the clean water, we basically invented a whole new concept. We came from kidney dialysis. If you can clean blood, you can clean water. So we came across a very lightweight thing that never wears out, and it totally changed the entire market. So they were selling 70,000 units, and we take it to the million unit market. So that's how we got into doing what we're doing. So now that we have, and one mantra was never sell anything that's not the best product on the market. So here we are sitting with the best insect repellents. Military uses us on their clothes and on their skin. Then we have the water filters, and we're Christians. We go to a Christian conference, and you hear about all the problems around the world. And I'm sitting there going, "We're sitting on the two biggest answers. How do you not do it?" I mean,
Yeah.
I said, "God, let's just go fix that. Let's solve bad water and mosquito bites." And I said, "We can do that." We meaning him. I'm just a little tool compared to what he's doing. So we're into malaria now too. We've got a new wrap that wipes out 2/3 of the malaria among babies. So we got them both going.
Wonderful. Wow,
Yeah,
that's a
that's
big
pretty
number,
new.
2/3.
Yeah, yeah, 6% of the babies that get malaria will die, and that's like 700,000 a year. But even if they don't die, they get cognitive issues for the rest of their life. So
Sure.
we also reduce it in the mothers because we're treating the wrap that the mom's carrying the baby in. We do it for hunters and hikers and all that stuff. Why not do the babies too? So there was a study done from UNC Chapel Hill, and it got published in New England Journal of Medicine, and here we go. So water and malaria, that's our thing.
Wonderful. And I know you had talked about the conference and what you hoped you brought to the marketplace and everything. And you know, I people answer this very differently all the time, but I'm always interested in were you looking to solve a world problem when it first came about, or did it evolve into that?
It would have evolved because we were in the camping industry. Remember now, we struggled. I when I switched from corporate marketing to guerrilla marketing, I didn't make the switch as smoothly as I could. So we lost money 23 of our first 25 years, and then we kind of became an overnight success. So we were clawing our way through and digging it through. But once we introduced the new water treatment concept, then we just took off. And it also had to do with the internet because we were in the stores talking and training and making a living just barely. I took outside jobs to keep the money going. But once the influencers got in, and influencers have to talk about the best stuff or they have no credibility, so then boom, we
Mhm.
took off at that point. So that we were solving the outdoor problems, and I'm sitting there going, the same problems over there, mosquitoes and bad water.
Yeah.
We got the
But
solution.
once you connected it to for world good
Yeah,
is when it took off.
yeah,
Because the no, you're like maybe because I'm like that seems like the third component that most people forget about. And that is the area that people love about products and services, which is why, of course, then employees are more engaged around the world that work for companies like yours because they feel so fulfilled in doing something great.
yeah. Well, that's what the book's kind of about. We
Okay.
happen to be in an incredible position to have the solution for bad water and mosquito bites. I mean, it's just what an incredible opportunity we had. Not that I was a genius to figure it out, it just kind of fell in our lap because we've been chosen to do it. But the book points out that, everybody has a skill set. If you're
Mhm.
making a living, it's because you have a skill set or a product or whatever. Well, the world needs that. Somewhere in the world, they need whatever it is that you have that lets you make a living. So just kind of reframe your mind saying, how can I put that to good? It can be anywhere. It can be in your local town, your community, the country. It doesn't have to be. We ended up on a large scale, but anybody. You have advantages. You have skill sets. You can put them to use, and it's very satisfying. We got our big break in Haiti. We just kind of brought out this filter when the first earthquake came in 2010. And we sent down a couple 100,000. And by the end of that, they did a survey and everybody figured out, yeah, the Sawyer filter was the one to do it. So that's what really put us on the map. That's when all the NGOs started to use it. We're 90% or more of the filters used around the world. Ours never wears out. It's good for 10, 15 years. You just keep cleaning it, which is the only one that can do that. And secondly, we're at zero point 0.1 micron absolute, which means nothing that makes you sick can get through it. So you put those two things together, you can't get sick and it won't wear out. Puts us in a very unique position. And we've got it down now to where for one-time cost of 30 cents, we'll give somebody 10 years of water. I mean, it's so economical. Round that out,
Th-
it comes out to zero.
Yeah, I think you told me 100,000 gallons of water.
So that's what we're doing now. And that product is brand new, just coming down the pipeline right now. So
I think, yeah, I'm thinking I need those. I need those for my house to, because I like the way you say, like nothing that gets you sick gets through it. So, I know you've done amazing things around the world. When you and I talked, you told me that Samaritan's Purse has two full plane loads of your filters, all the time on standby, and that you helped with Gaza and Iran and I guess in FEMA, with different programs and different crises around the United States as well.
yeah, when Helene hit a year and a half ago or whenever it was, we had 100,000 filters went up there. And we had them on planes the very day that the storm left, and people were flying them in privately. And the hiking community, which is very big up there, would take our filters to places where planes and helicopters and people couldn't get to because you drink the water you're standing in, and we made it perfectly safe. So we do stuff like that. Any earthquake, hurricane in the world, you're going to see us there. We are the go-to thing because it's very inexpensive, and we donate a lot of it, or we sell it at cost to much that we can. But we're
Mhm.
not here to make a profit on the misery.
So when you and I talked previous to this, I found it really interesting that you had said that you talked about Guatemala and about being able to change and stimulate world economies in uh, in with the water and changing the water. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, we've done 7 countries so far where we've gone border to,
Ooh.
but they were small countries, so we were just testing to see how it goes. A lot of them are on the Ring of Fire out there, Vanuatu,
Hmm.
Island, Fiji, stuff like that. But with this new product, where we have a program where we go into the schools and we teach the teachers how to use it. The teachers teach the kids bring in the parents, they go through it again. The filter goes home with them. There's also filters at the school or the church or whatever, and people in the community can come and get all the water they want. These filters, you put them on a tap, and they're kicking out 2 to 400 gallons per day for one filter that costs less than $20, and it'll do that for the next 10, 15 years. So it's basically free water, and so that's how we do it. Now, there's no reason we can't replicate that everywhere else. So I just picked an example. We're working in what's called the Trifina area, which is El Salvador, Honduras, and Guatemala. But for an example, Guatemala has 12 million people. Probably 8 million of them need water. We could do that for a few $1 million. We can literally go in there, and within a year or 2 or 3, nobody in Guatemala would have bad water. Be just taken care of for just a few $1 million. But when you go to our website and you can look up the research, when we do that, one, sickness just goes away. 95% is gone in the first 2 weeks. Kids go to school more. Parents go to work more. We reduce their carbon footprint by 50% because you don't need to boil water to drink it. So it's a huge green product. We save the typical person 10 to 20% of their disposable income, of their income. So just think about that. If all of a sudden nobody's sick in the country's whole GDP would go up by 10%. And you're talking about filters, the new tap filter will pay for itself in hours, not even days. Our older systems
Wow.
pay for themselves in like a month or two with just the savings for the family. So we're there. We just got there literally last week.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is a huge ripple effect of like changing world economies and GDP and just in the I was writing it down because I was like, this is fascinating. This is, I'm meeting some of the most fascinating people doing this podcast and learning so many different things. And which is why I wanted to have it. And so that other people could learn and listen as well and spark ideas inside of them. I mean, everyone that is listening, just listen to what Kurt said and those statistics of 95% of sickness gone in the first 2 weeks, and reducing the carbon footprint, and with sickness gone and people going to work more and everything else, and the huge ripple effect that you can have in the world. It's really amazing. You have done some, and your company, all of your whole team, all the people that work there, um, you know, have done a huge amount of good in the world that you have brought forward. Um, and so it's evolved in ways you, of course, did not expect it to. Of being a conscious business cultivator, so to speak, of what I like to say, and the way that you like to do
Yeah,
business.
they can go to Sawyer.com and look up and verify everything you just said, everything I just said sounds absolutely absurd. But go to our website, look up the research. We did all of this with research because it's not just giving somebody water. You have to change the way they live. It's called behavior change. They've never had
Yeah.
water. They don't know what to do. They got to teach them how to wash their hands. You got to teach them how to go to the toilet. You got to do all this kind of stuff. Teach them totally to use now that you have clean water. How's your life going to change to get these behavior changes? So we document it all. We do a lot of research to verify all our claims. Otherwise, you'd say these people are loony. But it's all there. It's all on the website. All the research has been published in peer-reviewed medical journals. So everything we say has been proven.
That's wonderful. I was going to ask how people can get in, how people can get in touch with you, if they want to help, if they want to do business with you, if they want to, you don't do franchises or
Yeah,
anything, do you?
and we have the Sawyer Foundation, and
Okay.
the Sawyer Foundation will eventually own Sawyer when I cash out here. We call it exit the market physically or mentally. So when I'm gone, and the foundation's a 501(c)(3). So if anybody wants to donate to the foundation and get their tax deduction, 100% of those donations go overseas. There's no overhead used in any of the donations. Sawyer covers the overhead. It's like one person, a director. So that's a way if they want to. You can even tell us what part of the world. We're in 80 countries. We're everywhere. So tell us where you want your money to go, and we'll find. We got 140 charities. We'll find a place for it.
Hmm. Yeah, I think you had said 80 countries, and you work with 150 different charities around the world, and you're even teaching NGOs, some NGOs, how to look and track
Right.
and look at their analysis so that they can be more efficient as well, which I think is part of your Sawyer Think, or correct me if I'm wrong.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
emotions go a long way, but the charities need to prove to you they're doing what they're saying they're doing. So we have a
Hmm.
GIS system we make available to them. There's QR codes. I mean, when you place a filter, we know where it is within 6 inches. If you want us to, we don't track you like Big Brother, but we can go back and ask questions and help you. We have a WhatsApp so they can call us with a problem. We can send them with reminders. It's a whole system. It's not just the filter because you can't just give somebody something and walk away. You got to stay with them, and we do that. And we always hire locals. We don't bring in a bunch of Americans and say, "Oh, there's how you do it." No, we all the training is done by local people, creates jobs, stuff like that.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Um, the what else would you like to share with people to help spark ideas within them about what you're doing?
Well, I think the biggest thing we want to say is come and join us. Either join what we're doing here or figure out how to do this yourself, how to jump into the charity world, the philanthropy world. And that's what the book is for. The book is let's help make your business more profitable. So there's 25 little tidbits we've learned along the way. Some are standard, some are things I've invented and are made up and adapted or whatever. So if we can make your business solid and help you miss the unintended consequences. You've thought it through. You got this thing going. A lot of tips to make your business better. Now that it's more solid and you're comfortable and you're making more money, what are you going to do with it? I mean, I give the example. Let's say you have a restaurant. It's not donating your leftover foods to the food bank that's important. The important thing is the gap between you buy at wholesale and those people would have had to buy in a grocery store or even worse, convenience store. So it's that gap is what you have. That's your value. That's your asset, and obviously your heart. So it isn't that you can just donate leftovers. It's the fact that you've had a gap that you can create savings for these people. So I mean, plumbers can do plumbing and electricians can do electricity. Whatever it is, you have a skill set, you can use it because the rest of the world needs it. There's things called business as ministries. You can go over there and teach them what you know. I mean, accountants without borders, engineers without borders, they're going over there and teaching people how to do accounting or how to do projects and stuff like that. It could be local. Don't have to be solving world problems. You can serve your local community, you know.
Hmm. That's wonderful. Um, and so is there something I should have asked you, but that I didn't know to ask you?
Oh, I don't know. You asked a lot of good questions. Uh, well, we're just getting started, actually. It's in heaven. So you can't take it with you. Might as well do the good before you get out of here. So kids die every day. I mean, when we go, I give you an example. We go into Uganda and there's a village there, and the missionary says, you don't name your kids till they're 3 years old. Why is that? They said, because if they can live till three, we know they're going to make it. Before that, we're not sure, so we don't name them. Installs
Mm.
250 filters in this small village, goes back again. They're naming them all at birth because since the water filters showed up and we cleaned the water, they haven't lost their children anymore. And you get those areas, they can lose a third of their kids. I mean, think of that emotional impact. So
Yeah,
when Sawyer, we feel the urgency to go as fast as we can because that impact is it it's a privilege, but it's also a responsibility. So.
absolutely. Absolutely. Uh, that is just amazing
So
and
we're just
astounding.
doing what we can do as fast as we can. So right now, the only limiting factor is probably the financing. We got so many connections everywhere. I mean, any country that needs water, we're there. So
Yeah, the Uganda, what you were saying in Uganda about them not naming their children until they were 3 years old, to see whether they were going to live or not. I mean, uh, here in the United States, we don't think like that. We haven't had to think like that. And other countries, with the issues and the problems that they have, and how you're bringing such a solution to the world. I mean, think about it. They didn't name their children until they were 3 years old because see if they were going to live or not. And now, because the water is so clean and they're not getting diseases, they're naming their children at birth. I mean, you some people might think of that as a simple concept, but when you really think about that and think about the change in the lives of those people and how you brought change to those lives, I feel like I'm gonna get choked up a little. I swear, it's just amazing of
yeah,
like
it's
the
okay to
change.
get choked up.
Right, the changes that you're making around the world. I'm thinking, wow, how can I go work for Kurt?
Yeah.
So
Well,
as we're
and even
talking.
even simpler stuff, the empowerment of the women, because instead of spending 3 hours a day preparing the water to be drinkable, they go do something else. And a lot of the women can start businesses. They have the first time they've ever had the water clean enough to cook food that they could sell. So they start businesses selling whatever, culturally appropriate food that they eat, but they now can make food to sell and have income. So it's the change to the lives is just staggering. I mean, the savings, even something simple as, first of all, they don't have diapers. So isn't it nice to get rid of the diarrhea for the little kids? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just if you've ever watched the show Survivor in the earlier days when they didn't have enough water, your brain gets fried. I mean, you can't think straight. Now you can. I mean, we're bringing brains to life for these people so they can, do business, do thinking, whatever. It's just the transformation is staggering. Um, and then hurricanes, you saw the uh, plastic bottles rotting on the tarmac in Puerto Rico after the double hurricane. That's because they didn't need them. Our people fly in with duffel bags first full of filters, and those filters, one duffel bag can do 20, 30,000 people. So they didn't need the water. By the time the water showed up in the ports, it was way too late. Everybody was, we had at least a third of the population drinking out of our filters within a couple of days.
Yeah, that's
Uh, you know,
amazing.
yeah, we have one village, Christmas Island is a good example, a really top-notch fishing village. They don't have any natural water. They rain catchment, whatever. And so everybody's getting sick. The people are getting sick. They bring in bottled water for the tourists. So two different fishing villages, each one's bringing in 38,000 bottled waters a year. And then they don't have any way to get rid of the plastic, so they burn it and fill up pollutants all go up. We just put in
Yeah.
a couple of $20 filters and they don't need bottled water anymore. We'll just take the water they've caught through the rain. And you're talking 30, a small village like that saving $38,000 a year with just a couple of filters and not having to burn 38,000 plastic bottles into the atmosphere because they have no place to get rid of them.
Right. Plus the plastic particles that go into your system and create disease and problems in your system or plastic bottles, of course, yeah, I mean the oceans that, you think about it in the garbage dumps and it's in everything.
Yeah, and we do take out microplastics, but that's just a small benefit there. But no, it's game changers. I mean, just think of those small villages just struggling. Now the workers aren't sick, they're saving money, they're not polluting. I mean, just it's staggering what that simple little filter. I mean, this is it. This is the whole filter. I mean, it's only that big.
Wow.
Yeah.
And do you put it so if somebody wants to get it for their home, you put it underneath the sink
No, you
or
would.
it goes on the faucet
Yeah, we
or
don't
how
sell
it
the
enters your
faucet.
house?
Yeah, we don't do the faucet adapter in the US because
Oh.
they're after taste. You could use it for boil alerts, then the water you don't need to buy bottled water.
Hmm.
This is really for overseas because we adapt different size taps. But it's available. It's in
Okay.
all shipping stores. I mean, you can have one. So if you do have
Hmm.
a boil alert, number one way it's used is people just put it on a bottle. Just take any old bottle and stick it on there and just drink. So if you had a boil alert, you could just use what the campers use.
Oh, okay.
Don't need to. We always say, you can have one of these. You can make enough water during a boil alert that you could sell it to your neighbors and get your money back. So
Yeah,
it's real easy to
that's
do.
that's good to
So
know. That's
it's
good to
it's an
know.
icon in the camping industry because they never wear out. You just clean them.
Huh. I love that idea. You must feel so fulfilled as an individual, honestly. I just can't
Oh,
even.
we pinch ourselves. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can't believe it. This whole thing started with a couple of tablets of paper and a hand calculator and in a little bitty room, and now it's much bigger. It's quite a privilege. So we are having fun. We feel responsible, but we are having fun too. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh,
We get
absolutely.
choked up a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I would imagine lots of situations. I usually say
Yeah, we just got one report back from, I forgot what country it was. Might have been Guatemala or Honduras, where a kid had so many parasites, his growth was stunted. We've heard this before.
wow.
So we put him on filters, and now he's growing healthy again. I mean, the kids in these countries can lose a third of their nutrients to parasites.
Wow.
But now with clean water, just think, A, they're going to grow again, and B, they actually cuts down the amount of food people need because you're not losing it to the parasites. Saw a video of one village that the kids, they were like 8, 10 years old, but they had never, ever, ever had bad water in their life because the filters were there. What a difference clean water makes. So,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, if it resonates with what any resonates with what Kurt has been talking about today, or maybe you want to volunteer or go work for Sawyer, and get choked up every day too, and
well, anybody
feel
wants
really
to
good
go over,
about what
yeah,
you're doing and what you're giving back to the world, honestly, with the skills you have and how you bring them, please go to their website at, you said it was Sawyer.com, and reach out. That also at the bottom of the page of the podcast it'll be the website will be there, uh, uh, and as well as any of the social media to connect with them on social media as well. Thank
yeah, if anybody wants to go overseas with us, we will hook them up with a charity and we'll let you see what it's like on the front line.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's a great opportunity. You should take Kurt up on that, definitely. Um, tell him you heard it here when you call him.
Exactly.
And but Kurt, I wanted to thank you for being a guest on our show. And to the listeners, thanks for listening to our extraordinary guest, Kurt Avery from Sawyer today. If you want to tap into your genius zone and need help doing so, go to my website at lynnebrodie.com. That's Lynne, LYNNEBRODIE.com to get my contact information. I'm known for activating in you a new model of leadership. Please subscribe, like, and share with others, and listen to my monthly solo series, The Ripple Effect, designed to activate your personal power out into the world. Thank you, Kurt, and thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thank you for letting us be here.
Thank you for listening to the Sages of Industry podcast with Lynne Brodie. If this episode sparked new thinking, take one action today. Identify a single opportunity within your business to better serve clients, engage your team, and create measurable impact. Then move it forward. For more conversations with leaders building businesses for world good, subscribe and share this episode with a colleague or peer. And if you're ready to accelerate performance through strategic activation flow for yourself or your team, connect with Lynne to start the conversation. Until next time, lead, build, and execute with impact.